Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, December 23rd, 2022, for 3 p.m. Eastern. Can you believe it? Tomorrow is Christmas Eve of 2022. We'll be having a reverse aging health call tonight with a guest at 9 p.m. Eastern. Michael Thomas, who should be on tonight, of Halo. How do we go about mastering our beliefs and our lives? How do we do that? There's no such thing as a problem without a gift for you in its hands. You seek problems because you need their gifts. Richard Bach. Our beliefs shape our inner world and form the manifestations of our outer world. Our beliefs shape our inner world and form the manifestations of our outer world. That's a fact. Beliefs are ridiculously powerful, so never underestimate them. Every thought that we hold as the truth ends up creating what we see around us. Excuse me. Every thought that we hold as the truth ends up creating what we see around us. You see the trickiness there? If lower frequencies are aware of this, which they are, they will continually put things in front of us that what? That we believe. So every thought that we hold as the truth ends up creating what we see around us. Now your ego mind will say, oh, no. But of course the ego mind is very insecure and it wants you to follow its make-believe existence. Every thought that we have today is creating some dimension of our lives. Every thought that we have today is creating some dimension of our lives. When our minds have a negative opinion about something, we start forming a negative reality around us. When we have a positive belief about something, we create a positive reality. It's as simple as that. Now, do many people on this planet really give that any kind of attention? No, not really. And most are convinced that that's not true and they aren't that powerful. And that's why they keep getting surprised in life and, where did this come from? Why did this happen? Because they created it. And why is it, people will ask me, why is it so easy to think in the negative direction? Why do we focus so much on the negativity of life? Why is it so easy? Because we've done it for so many lifetimes that it seems regular. And why is it so difficult for us to focus our energies on the positive end of things that we desire, on how we want to live, on how we want our surroundings to be? Don't buy into the illusion that you're a victim, perpetrator, or hero in this world. Don't buy into the illusion that you're a victim, perpetrator, or hero in this world. On some level, the ego is all three: victim, perpetrator, or hero. On some level, our ego, is all three of these. And our spirit is none of them. Zero, zilch, none of them. We are simply creating the world around us in each moment based on what we believe we are. This is the first step to mind mastery, becoming more aware of how our beliefs create our reality every day, day in and day out, without exception. The next step is accepting that we are a divine co-creators of this universe. Why do we say co? Because we're all creating. We're cooperative creators, all together as one of this universe. We are steering the sailboat where our lives are headed, as well as following which direction the winds are blowing us. Knowing that we are never separate from the ocean of existence allows us to become the master of our sails. You're a drop of water, right? Okay. Are you separate from the ocean? Or do you contain all the essence of that ocean? To expand our thinking is essential. This civilization has been boxed from the beginning. And there's been no exit on their belief system there's been no exit created from the box. But as we expand our thinking, we will move to higher levels. There's no doubt about that. The last step towards belief mastery is the most challenging one of all. This is all about finding peace with all of our negative and positive beliefs. Finding peace with all of our negative and positive beliefs. Our positive beliefs are just as dangerous as our negative beliefs, because our egos will start suffering if our positive beliefs don't manifest all the time into our world. To find peace with our beliefs, make an extensive list of the strongest, most challenging, and unmovable beliefs that you have about yourself. Include both the positive and the negative beliefs, leaving an empty space beneath each one. Take the time to exhaust yourself by writing down every super firm belief you have. It is love alone that leads to right action. What brings order in this world is to love and let love do what it will. Krishnamurti. The next step is to look through your list and write down the opposite of each belief in that empty space. Read both beliefs out loud. Feel the truth from each side, allowing them to cancel each other out in your emotional body. Feel the feeling of balance, inner peace, and nothingness from holding both opposing beliefs as your possible reality. Now, you may need a few days to complete this whole process because it can be quite deep. When you glance through your list, feel a deep feeling of peace inside because you are not attached to either positive or negative beliefs. You are now free to base your life on what you want to believe it is. Now, a good mantra or statement, if you meditate and the devil comes, make the devil meditate. If you meditate and the devil comes, make the devil meditate. Notice in the coming weeks ahead how wherever thought goes, your energy follows. Wherever your thoughts are, That's where energy is being moved into form, created into reality for you to experience. Every single time, without fail. Be aware of which beliefs you want to hold on to and which ones you cannot get to go away. Which beliefs you want to hold on to and which ones you cannot get to go away. You know those kind of beliefs? You try to get rid of them, right? But they're incessant. They just stay there. It's like a fly, right? It keeps bothering you. Flying a weekend, it keeps bothering you. Find the beliefs which makes you feel super jazzed and excited about your life, and allow yourself to simmer in them as they were a tea bag and you were a pot of water. How many of us? This is a question collectively that we can ask ourselves whenever we choose. It is an evaluation or judgment. It is a question for ourselves. How excited are you about your life? That's a question. All right? Only you, each of us, ask that question because we want to know. How excited am I about my life? And what's the meaning in that? It's not about getting things, right? Or having things. It's about you. Now, if and when you have practiced enough in staying in gratitude, and gentle, kind, generous, humble, and with yourself, then you'll know that that answer is within you. It's not out there. Are you excited about your life? And if not, then you are not in gratitude. It's a dead giveaway right there. Even if you think you're in gratitude, you're not, because if you are not excited about your life, you are not in gratitude. So we let these high vibe beliefs spread throughout our bodies and minds. Perhaps they may sound something like, you are totally amazing and everyone loves you. Now, this may not yet be our heart's truth in the beginning, yet it's one of the most magical statements to confirm about yourself, about ourselves. Try to relax. Do relax with it until it merges with you. You are totally amazing and everyone loves you. Now, of course, you know, we all know, when we make that statement, then you have that feeling, right? Oh, this is silly. Or here's the ego mind. The ego mind will try to pull you out of that understanding. A fun experiment is to walk around wherever there's a bunch of people and don't talk to anyone. Repeating this thought silently to yourself and feeling it in your bones. Say it silently inside. I am totally amazing and everyone loves me. You say it to yourself. And you're in, a bunch of people. This time of year, a lot of us will be with a bunch of people. Even if you're just with yourself. Feel into this gentle love for yourself. Breathe it in now. When you open yourself up to this belief, and only you can do it. Every one of us can do it for ourselves, in the event we choose to. Don't just think about it with your head, which a lot of people do. Feel it deep in your heart and gut, and really imagine that it has been there for your entire life, yet you just didn't fully see it. When you see another person, believe that they are thinking this thought about you when they look at you. Do this exercise for at least 15 minutes and watch how things magically change, because they will. Imagining that everyone loves you just the way you are will empower you to love and accept yourself just the way you are, and vice versa. When this thought is percolating in the back of your mind all day long, feeling that everyone totally loves and adores you, believing that you are the greatest being that they have ever met, your life will transform. You'll be amazed at what happens in your life after doing this practice for only a few days. Now, there's two ways to live our lives here on this planet. One is that we look at everything as not a miracle. Nothing is a miracle, right? The other is as though everything is a miracle. I have a sign. I've had it for years. 20, 30, maybe 25 years. And it's carved out of wood. It's got gold glitter just coating the whole thing. You're hanging on a wall, and it says, "Believe in miracles." And I see that every day. I see it when I go to bed. I see it when I get up. I have heard a lot of people, I'm sure you guys have too, say things, right? I believe that I should win the lottery with all my heart, and it never happened. So believing doesn't work. Have you experienced that, or someone else has experienced that? It's important to know that what you believe you need, deserve, or should have isn't always best for you. Okay? Which is why the universe doesn't always give you what your ego wants. Because it's usually the ego that wants, not you. The ego wants it. So the universe says, this isn't a good thing. The universe knows more than you do, because the universe is the God, which you are in the body, which you haven't discovered yet fully. Which is why this universe doesn't always give you what your ego wants. Sometimes it's better to not get what you want in one moment, just so that you experience something totally amazing tomorrow. Sometimes this universe will take things away from you to make room in your life for a deeper spiritual experience to manifest. We are all on an infinite journey. So everyone gets another shot at finishing what they started. Makes sense, doesn't it? We're all on an infinite journey, so everyone gets another shot at finishing what they started. The key, or the focal point to trust, is to trust that the universe is highly intelligent and knows exactly what it's doing. Perhaps the best belief of all is the belief that we will never be attached to any thought or belief. Perhaps the best belief of all is the belief that we will never be attached to any thought or belief. Our minds will be like a non-stick surface, okay? Like those pans, those ceramic pan, whatever, and the things just flop off of them, slide off of them. You stick to nothing, and nothing sticks to you. You are just present moment awareness. That's what we are. We are present moment awareness, which knows that the universe always, always, always knows what's best, especially when we think it doesn't. That's what this is all about, this transition on this planet for us, the civilization. Be still and know you are God. You are God. We are all God. That's a celebration. That's not something that's doom and gloom or embarrassing or guilt feeling or undeserving. It's like you go to Mary, Mary, you're God. Now, if Mary has some kind of awakeness and awareness and she's gone within, Mary's going to at least know that through the heart mind. Now, I know that it isn't, when we share this information, it isn't what you would say, oh, well, hey, man, I can do that in a few seconds. And we've learned that it is a process for us. You say, okay, I'm going to go within. I'm not going to be attached to anything, really. And the universe knows best. And until I can master, right, the ego mind, and I can stay in the now and be still and know that I am God. So we do it when you do it, at your own pace. And it doesn't mean we'll flip outside again, because we all do that. None of us are exempt. But we learn as we go. That's what this is all about. Learning. You be 90 years old and learn from a 5-year-old. You see? Or when someone says, I can teach you this, and they may be younger than you, and then that ego mind comes in, what did they know? They haven't lived long enough to know anything. That's what a lot of people will do. They'll negate it. Instead of saying, wow, here's another teacher for me. We have the power, literally, to create anything our hearts desire. Not the head, our heart's desire. And then you begin to understand that, oh, this didn't happen. The universe has something else in mind that's better. And with no attachment and no expectation, you say, well, that's great. It'll be delivered. This is a journey for us, all of us. Some aren't, some will, some are. Some aren't, some will, some are. To worry, stress, and fear through the ego mind about others that are not, the universe has other things in mind for them. See, because as each of us choose this inner journey, we're changing the frequencies of the planet. We're changing the frequencies of everyone. When we choose to go within and to begin the journey within. Every one of us that take that step within begin to change everything around us. It's automatic. We have no attachments or expectations about it. We just know that we are changing everything around us. Now, we are not changing it in a lower form. We're changing it in a higher form. It is not forced. It is not manipulated. It is created by us and for us and with us. Now, if you said to somebody, right, with great confidence within the heart, faith and trust, I've had a greater role in creating this universe. That's a truth. You've had a greater role in creating this universe. Not a lesser, a greater. We all have. To walk around these bodies on this planet and to not know that is unacceptable. And so one might say, why is that? Why is it that we choose this material physical world outside of ourselves and are guided by the ego mind to stay in it? Why is that? Well, the ego mind is always looking for what? Something else, something better, something more. Always. Something else, something better, something more. And because of that, we live in the past, yesterday or tomorrow. We're always living in yesterday or tomorrow. Conditioning, it's programming that we have. All of us. None of us are exempt from it. But the interesting part of this is that we begin to discover that by our own choosing. You ever been in a situation where you're something is pulling at you? You're not sure, but it's not in the head, it's in the heart. You have this feeling that there's something that you're being guided to know, to discover. You might be in a bookstore, it might be walking down an aisle, and all of a sudden you grab a book, you had no idea about it, and you take that book and you're compelled to open that book and to just look in it. You read something and that's all, and you put the book back on the shelf. It could be anything in your life that this is there. It isn't a negative. It's a very loving, positive energy. It's a God within you. So we choose, don't we choose? We're always choosing. Do we stay where we're at right in this now or not? Do we move forward or do we cogitate over and over again? Cogitate just means sitting, not moving, not really doing anything, and not being within, and just cogitating. You could read volumes of books, right, from all the gurus and masters in existence and throughout history. You can take courses, online courses, everything. You can read others' discoveries and review them and everything. But it all comes down to one thing: you. How you perceive you. Now, you look at yourself without judgment and say, I love myself. I love this very moment I am, because I don't know how long I'll be in this body. So I'm going to enjoy every single moment I am in the now, because the now is all I have. I don't have anything else. Do any of us have tomorrow or yesterday? No, we don't. And this is why we kick in with deep gratitude, see, and gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness for ourselves. That's where we go, so that we do appreciate every moment we're in these bodies, every single moment. And in a deep gratitude 24/7, it reinforces that. So it's always new. It's never old. See what I mean? It's always new. Every moment is new. When was the last time you had that experience, where you knew within your heart that every single moment that you existed in that body, in the now, was new? Never old. It's always new. In that state, It is always new, every second, every microsecond. And then, what do we end up doing? We celebrate our lives every moment and every now. Many of us will say, I am deeply grateful that when I wake up in the morning that I woke up in the morning. Okay. Now, 20-year-olds and 15-year-olds and 12-year-olds and 10, they're not there yet because they have not had the opportunity to be presented with that. But isn't it interesting how as these bodies get old, which is a dis-ease, we are drawn more and more to what? We're looking into the future, aren't we? Right? We're looking into the future, and we start programming ourselves by what? Some person will say they don't know how much longer they have on this planet. You've heard that one, haven't you? Maybe you've said that at times. And what does that do? That pulls you into tomorrow. And in tomorrow, this is the ego mind, you suffer. Because why? You're worrying, stressing, and fearing about tomorrow, about the next day, and so on. When we choose to take our energies in a different direction and just celebrate the now. And you have no attachment and no expectations, period. You're just celebrating right now. What a wonderful spiritual being you truly are. That is deeply loved 24/7 throughout infinity and beyond. Isn't it ironic that it's our choice? Really. For the most part, it's our choice on what we're going to do in the moment. Except what? Experience it. Everything that you do with this body, you're celebrating all the time. It's new every single way. You're not bored. You're not consumed with the ego mind telling you, well, how much longer you have to be in the body. You're going to, when you're going to reach death, you could be gone any moment. And then you're filled with fear, worry, and stress. Isn't that amazing? And we do all this. Every one of us do this with ourselves. And it's an awareness is all it is for all of us. And that awareness, as it comes into fruition and as it comes into clear focus, everything changes. And it's really the truth. The real truth and reality is who and what we are is the God within this body. We are the God, all of us. So when we realize that, do you realize that more and more of us that decide, choose to do this, that in all these meditations is literally a strategic map to finally connecting with the God that you are within that body. All these meditations going on almost 5 years every day, 7 days a week, without fail, that's what they're about. They're about knowing yourself, choosing to know yourself. Not the body, but the God that you are. See, when we learn to do that through the heart mind, you'll be able to heal the body you're in a blink. Seriously. We don't need anything that we don't already have on this journey. Okay? Do you believe that we designed these bodies, quite frankly, all right? The collective consciousness did. Do you believe that we would leave things out, right? You take a long trip on foot, right? Why would we leave water out? the necessities, or food, or clothing. So then why would we leave anything out on this journey for all of us decide to take? This endless infinity journey. We are equipped with everything we will ever need. Isn't that amazing? Great, powerful, manifesting abilities. Great and powerful, deep, eternal love. Great and powerful gratitude, kindness, gentleness, and humbleness with ourselves. Great and powerful heart mind, way more powerful than the head, than the ego mind. Great and powerful, eternal, loving, supreme beings that never die. See, it's knowing. All of us choose that. It's not something thrusted upon you. You know that in your heart mind. So you choose. Know you are God. Implicitly. Irrevocably. Absolute. Know you are God. Watch what happens. Watch as things transpire. Now, when we watch, we don't judge. We judge, we're ego mind. We're going to judge, okay? But we can diminish that of putting our energies in the direction of judging ourselves and others. Because, it's kind of a funky thing to do. You ever feel that way when you judge somebody? You don't really feel good about it. Do it. We're going as a civilization, seriously, for the first time ever, since we've been in existence as these bodies are concerned. We're going somewhere we have never gone before. None of us, in the thousands and thousands of lifetimes that we have experienced. We are going somewhere we have never gone before. That's exciting. That is spectacular. That is magna glorious. And the interesting thing, there are no limits. We, as a civilization, as a collective consciousness, will begin to understand step by step that there are no limitations at all. We have none. This is when we will step in to our true, omnipotently powerful, creative abilities and manifesting powers. When you don't like yourself, go within and find out why. It's as simple as that. Embrace the heart mind, you will find out why. And then when you come across those things that you've either buried or stuffed in a closet, and you open the closet, you bring all those things out, you give them a full body hug and embrace, you sit with them, you talk with them, you're curious about them and why you feel you don't love yourself. And watch what happens. You let them go. It's kind of like, for all of us, cleaning house. Getting rid of all the debris that we've carried with us. That we know that it doesn't serve us the greater good. Why would I carry this? It doesn't serve me the greater good. It's already taught you. We've all learned from them, but some of them we carry through lifetimes. This is all about mastering our beliefs. Mastering the ego mind. And we do that by going into the now. And we have no expectations or attachments. Now you send things out to the universe. You're detailed, right? It's kind of like the old saying that the inventor Ron Popeil made famous. Set it and forget it. That's exactly what it means. You set your intention, and you forget about it. And a lot of people have done that, but it doesn't vibrate with them, so it just comes out of the clear blue. One of those things that just comes out of the clear blue, right? So you think some outer force gave that to you. No, the universe. You asked it, and at the right time and the right place, the floodgates open, and it all comes into you. The kicker is that the reason we don't have the patience for it is because the ego mind is the master. And the way we master the ego mind and everything else is stepping outside of it or leaving it alone. That's when we're in the now. That's when we can watch all of this. Watch it, not judge it. And as we watch all of it, we start learning, right? And we start identifying things. And we're able to maneuver more. And you have the map. The map has been given to you, right? The road map, so to speak. What's your destination in that map? God. Who is God? You in that body. And then when you meet God, the God that you are, and you discover and embrace that God, and you have a phenomenal intimate relationship with the God that you are, then you go to a much higher level of understanding. Then you continue to go higher and higher and higher. It's one heck of a ride, and you know what's interesting? It doesn't ever end. It's like you do something all your life, right? And you were never aware of what was beyond that because you never thought about what was beyond that. You thought that was it. See? And we spend all that energy and all that time. Can't go any further than this, right? Can't do any more than this, right? When all along, we could have opened up that door and there would have been endless, unlimited opportunities, direction, experience, onward. What would we do if we didn't have any problems? Man, would that get boring or what? We create the problems, right? Because we need their gifts. What are the gifts? They teach us. To every problem, there's a solution. Okay? You could say to every solution, there's a problem. You could reverse it. And think about this. Evil, right, is live spelled backwards. Evil is live spelled backwards. Live, live. So you start realizing that a lot of the things that have been, through the ego mind, created in reverse started out as good vibration frequencies and then turned to make you believe bad, low frequencies. When all along, all of this, all of it in this very moment, in this very now, we created. We created it all. Everything. We put nature on planets. Okay? We put nature, we instill it. There's no difference between, really, there's no difference between the bodies that we're in, these humanoid bodies that we're in, and the planet. The planet has a God within it. Right? What would you do if you had these little teeny little, almost down to the quantum particles, all over your body, inside and out, constantly messing with you. Constantly, right? As soon as you entered that body, they constantly were messing with you. Disrupting this, disrupting that, blowing this up, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. Unending. No relief. What would you do? What would you do? That's this planet, called Earth today, Terra, which is also another definition of Earth, Gaia, the Mother, Arya, Sophia. There's many names for this planet. But the one constant is the God within the planet. Now, since we're all one, okay, collectively, doesn't it make sense that we help each other? Doesn't that make sense that we help each other? Sure does. So is this planet any different than the gods that we are within these bodies that are within this planet? No. So, in the silent time of this guided meditation, you go within and you stay in the now and you focus on your breath and you listen. What we do to others, we do unto ourselves. So what we've been doing to this planet, we're doing to ourselves. What we create, we can uncreate. What has been done can be undone. Remember that. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take a slow, easy breath in through the nose and a slow, easy breath out of the mouth. Be still. Tapping into the infinite source is not easy. It is effortless. Just be still, go within, stay there, and explore the deepest silence you can imagine. Observe the mind. Listen to the thoughts. Soon you will glimpse the reality. And in one instant, you will understand the most powerful realization of all, who you truly are. After one moment of this, you will see you have the power to manifest everything you think. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and then the following morning. You will return here tonight at 9 p.m. on our Reverse Aging Health Call, and Saturday, Christmas Eve, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be good to yourself, kind, generous, humble, loving, in deep gratitude.